Hi there, you're listening to What's New Today, a kids and family podcast. Every Monday and Friday, I'm joined by a curious child from anywhere in the world. And together, we explore one new story. It could be from science, or sports, or business, or entertainment. In today's episode, I am joined by my co-host.
Hi, I am Ashi Patel and I am 14 years old and I am from India.
And this is your host Sangeeta, also from India. Hi Ashi, welcome to this podcast show. Have you had a good day so far?
Yes, I have had a great day. My school was cut short due to heavy rain.
Oh wow, that's the best kind of day to have. Is it still raining heavily wherever you live?
No, when I reached home, the sun came out.
So where do you live, Ashi?
I live in Ahmedabad.
In today's episode, Ashi and I discuss the new story of 3 Indians who are participating in a rather adventurous car rally called the Mongol Rally. Some of our co-hosts are enthusiastic to do their own research about the new story we discuss in our podcasts. Mongol Rally. Ashi, have you heard of it?
Yes, I have heard of it. It starts from UK and ends in Ulan-Ude in Russia.
And interestingly, this is a car drive or a car rally, which is not a race. I think They've changed the destination. A lot of teams from different parts of the world, I think they begin their rally in the UK, is it?
This year they begin in Prague.
Yeah, and I think they are not ending the rally in Ulan-Ude in Russia because of the war going on there and it's a no-go zone. So I think they're going to end it in Georgia. Georgia is an Eastern European country. Now, the interesting thing about this car rally is it's not a race and nobody cares whether you come first, second, or third. And there is no fixed route. So, Ashi, if they had to start the car rally, all the teams that are participating in Prague, and they have to end in Georgia, what route can they take?
Actually, there is no route. They can go anywhere they like.
So if they want to go from Prague, they can go to Georgia, they can go all the way down to Africa and then go to Georgia, or they can go all the way up to the Arctic Circle and then come to Georgia. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, there is no fixed route, so they can go wherever they like.
Amazing. Let's go.
It sounds like a really adventurous car rally, right? Now, another very interesting rule in this car rally is, if you look at the route that people have to take in this car rally, they have got to drive through, I think, 5 mountain ranges, 3 rivers, and they've got to cross one big, massive desert. What kind of a vehicle, if you had to take on to drive on mountains, what kind of a vehicle would you like to take?
I prefer a powerful engine, like a lorry.
Have you ever had an opportunity to drive through mountain ranges?
I have driven through mountains near Delhi and near Gujarat.
When you are saying you have driven, I'm assuming an adult has driven the car, right? You don't have a driving license yet.
Yeah, I rode with them.
Okay, so do you do a lot of driving trips with your family?
Yeah, usually we do.
Any interesting experiences?
I'm not much of an adventurous person when it comes to car drives, but recently we drove from Ahmedabad to Delhi. The most interesting memory was that there were some good restaurants along the way. So I still remember a paneer sabzi I ate and an idli.
Yummy!
Car drives usually do expose us to a lot of different varieties of foods. This car drive, the Mongol Rally, which just started 2 days ago, After many years, 3 Indians are participating. It's not something that many people try because it's a fairly adventurous car rally. There is no fixed route. You've got to drive through mountains and rivers and deserts. And if anything happens, if your vehicle breaks down, nobody out there is going to come from some roadside assistance service provider who will come and fix your car. And the worst part is that you said that if you had to, remember Rashi, you said that if you had to go up a mountain, you would like a vehicle with a very powerful engine. People who participate in the Mongol Rally are not permitted to take a vehicle with an engine with a power greater than 1000 cc. What car do you have in your family?
We have a Maruti Brezza.
Even that Maruti Brezza that you have is 1500 cc. So even that is too powerful an engine that they don't allow in this car rally. So you have to use a really weak engine, less than 1000 cc, and climb some of the tallest mountains in the world. So if you had to go on a trip like this, what would you first learn?
I would first learn to fix a car if it gets broken down. We will need to learn some good driving skills to drive up the mountains with a bad car. I would definitely pack some tools to fix the car if it gets broken down, some first aid, and obviously some good snacks.
Good snacks. Okay. What kind of snacks would you like to carry on this trip?
Some chips and wafers. I really like to eat garlic toast and khamar. It is a Gujarati dish.
How long do you think this trip will take?
I think 2 weeks or
Yes.
maybe 4.
So these guys actually allow a very big window. I think they're getting flagged off on the 16th of July. So they give you full 6 weeks to cover that trip. So if you start on the 16th of July, anytime by the end of September, you can reach Georgia.
And here we go.
Are we there yet?
And do you know what age you'll have to be?
16 plus, maybe.
16, I think, is the minimum age in many countries where you'll get a driving license. I don't think in India you'll get a driving license for a car at 16. I think in
Yeah,
India,
it's 18.
Arshi will not get a driving license till she's 18. And I think you also need an international driving license permit, which I think you get only after you're 21 years. For all practical reasons, if Arshi and Sangeeta had to go on this trip, we would have to wait for 7 more years till Arshi turns 21 and can get her international driving license permit. All right, what else do you think we would both have to do?
Firstly, we will have to plan the trip and all the countries we have to go through. And then we have to get the visas of all those countries.
You know, an interesting thing I read about a travelogue of 3 other Indians who've tried this before in the year 2015. They did this Mongol rally and they completed it in a car called the Tata Nano. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it's quite small to fit 3 people in it. It just looks a little bit bigger than an auto and it's just a little bit powerful than an auto.
It is true. So when these 3 Indians left on this trip in 2015, Ratan Tata himself gave them a handwritten note wishing them the very best for covering the mountain ranges and the deserts on a Tata Nano. And the Tata Nano actually came out intact at the end of the trip. It's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing.
So on this Mongol rally, the 3 Indians who are participating as a team, they are twin brothers called Akshay and Advait and their friend Jasim. So the 3 of them together have started this rally from Prague very, very recently. Now, when you travel with your friends in a car or your family, even if it is within the city, Do you guys listen to music?
Yeah, we do. If three friends are traveling together, it would be really hard to decide who gets to play the music. They must fight a lot.
Do you also have a lot of arguments with your siblings?
Yeah, we do, because of different tastes in music. I like pop and rap. My brother likes calm music sometimes and rock music sometimes.
You know, these three friends, they have painted their car. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to read any news article about these three people who have started on this rally. Have you had a chance to look at how their car looks?
I think their car looks like a lorry. I know the engine cannot be as powerful like a lorry, but it might look like it.
Yeah, they've painted it to resemble that of a regular Indian lorry. And you know what they have called their team? The team is called Horn OK Please.
I have seen that sign on trucks and tractors on the road.
So that's probably why they've called themselves the Horn OK Please team from India. I really love their sense of humor when they've said that. Also, you know, when people go on this Mongol rally trip, remember you said you have to plan for your visas, you'll have to plan for which country you're going in, and you will carry some snacks. But what about staying?
I think we can arrange some hotel bookings.
But this Mongol rally is meant for people who are really adventurous. You may not even find a hotel if you are driving through some big, long desert stretch in Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan. So, for a lot of them, they just, you know, it's like around sunset and they are tired and they just want to stop driving. They all carry a tent. They just find the nicest place, pitch a tent, and they just go and sleep there and spend the night there. But I'm guessing they'll also have to cook some food. They can't manage 6 weeks with just chips and garlic toast, right? Can you cook food?
Nothing except Maggi.
Yeah, I think that should suffice. You can carry a lot of noodles packets and get water from a river. So there is a very interesting story I read. Three travelers, they were driving through Georgia and it was sunset. So they just pulled up by a small track near a village to pitch their tents and sleep there. A goat herder, she came up to them and she was explaining through gestures. Right? So imagine you are Akshay or Advait and you are driving through Georgia. I don't know. Do you know all those languages that you'll have to speak? In some 18 different countries that they have to drive through.
Yeah, that would be hard to manage. Oh my god, if you have to drive through 18 different countries, you'll probably have to know a lot of dumb charades.
So there was some goat herder lady who came and she gestured to them, just like how you said, using dumb charades, and then showed them a path where there was a clean river flowing through. And so these people were very happy and they thanked that lady, and they went and pitched their tent. Within just a few minutes later, somebody else from perhaps that goat herder lady's family came, and he smiled and frantically moved his hands and head and all of that and showed them towards a barn nearby. So what do you think they would have done?
They would have followed.
Yeah, they did. And you know what they saw inside?
Some products like food and stuff.
The lady, that family of goat herds there, they were cooking a meal for the visitors also. So they invited them home and served them their dinner with some fresh fruits and chai or tea and coffee and all of that for them. So a lot of people who go on this Mongol rally, they come back with stories about how the locals in these remote parts, which we normally don't visit, how welcoming and warm they can be. So their stories are just so heartwarming to listen and read. If you ever go on the internet, you can go and read about Mongol rallies in 2012, or I think they started in 2004. So you'll have a lot of interesting stories. Would you like to go and meet such people in remote parts of the world?
I would be really glad if I meet them. They seem sweet.
Even in India, if you ever get an opportunity to go to Ladakh, you'll find a lot of people who are very warm and welcoming. I'm sure even if you go to Northeast, which have many remote villages. I've never been there, but I've only heard stories that people there are very welcoming. And there, you know what food you'll get a lot by the roadside?
No, I don't.
A lot of Maggi noodles. So Ashi, tell me, how do you like the idea of this Mongol rally?
The fact that they have to deal with everything and they don't really have numbers of the assistants handy is very exciting. And also, I think traveling new places and meeting new people is also a very interesting thing. And also, we learn a lot of new things like fixing a car, driving properly, and surviving without food.
No, I think you'll have at least Maggi noodles everywhere you go. I'm sure you'll get food. But yeah, I think learning how to pitch a tent in the wilderness and just spending the night under the stars is not an experience many of us have, right? We usually go with a hotel booking wherever we go. So this is a completely unplanned adventure trip for about anywhere between, I think, 2 weeks to 6 weeks. So how much ever time people have, they can take and they can get there. So we wish Advait, Akshay and Jasim the very best from What's New Today. And we hope to see you guys at the end of the rally before September.
Hey, good luck.
And we move on to the next interesting part of today's episode.
The quiz.
Yes. Can I ask you 3 questions?
Yes, please.
Question 1. Where does this year's Mongol Rally start?
Prague.
Question 2. In 2015, 3 Indians managed to do this rally with a car with a very, very small engine capacity. Can you tell me which brand car they used?
The Tata Nano.
In the last and the final question, why would you think this Mongol rally is unusual?
I think because it does not have a fixed route and you don't really get a prize when you reach there first or last. You just have to survive and get there.
That's it from us today.
Did you enjoy listening to this episode? Then please leave a rating. I would like to know how much you enjoyed it.
Please click the follow and subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or wherever you listen. Episodes come out every Monday and Friday. And if there are any curious children out there who would like to join me and co-host an episode just like Ashi did today, please write to me at hello@wsnt.in.
Thanks for listening.
Are we there yet?